hilarious, family guy, a little too tall if you ask me. Everybody, make some noise for Mr. Owen Benjamin.
Thank you very much. One more time for Eric Nimmer, everybody. Thank you. All right, it's been a wild one so far, huh? You guys good? Nice. You guys ran out to get some beers from a Chinaman? He's awesome. We got him along the way. He came to a show like 2 shows ago, and he's been with us ever since. I swear to God. His name's Tommy Lee. He's like, you want me to sell some beers? I'm like, that's my Chinaman. Welcome back, man. Where'd you go? Where'd you go off to? You had to pee out of that big old cock of yours? That's awesome, dude. It's Eric's one of the funniest people I know. I've known him for years and years, and the fuck was that? No, it's all good. It's not your fault. This is like a real intimate stage, I guess. Everyone's just right here. That's cool. Well, welcome. Where'd you go? Dude, this is gonna crush my attention span is so screwed right now. I can like see every person doing everything. I almost just started chasing him. What the fuck? No, I'm serious. Everyone chill the fuck out or this isn't happening. Why would you just, where are you going? What the fuck are you doing? Next one gets hit in the dick. I feel like I'm in one of those like upside down house paintings where just people are just walking everywhere. Oh my God. It's all right. It's a good time. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you guys. It's because it's a crazy time for comedy. So I got to be. If you guys want to run around and whatever you want, I'm just happy you're here because comedy's getting weird, right? I mean, even like Norm Macdonald wasn't allowed on Jimmy Fallon. Can you imagine that? Norm Macdonald's one of the funniest dudes ever, and can you imagine Jimmy Fallon just trying to tell Norm that? He's like, Norm, we can't have you because you're so like bad and awful. He's like, well, but didn't you just have on Hillary Clinton is a murderer? It's not proven, you know. This is almost like a designed hell for me. Like no one could design this. You throw some spiders in the mix, this is it. Does anyone need to pee? I feel like I'm on a road trip with the world's biggest, dumbest car. Does anyone need to pee right now? Do you want to go? Just go right now then. We'll wait. I'll wait. Just go. I'm serious. I'll wait. Yeah, I would love a beer. Thank you. Yes, please. Thank you. Everybody go pee right now. Just get it out of your system. Hurry up. Hurry up. Go pee right now. And then, yeah. Just be back soon. What's that? Hans Zimmer is very good. Yes, he actually had a respectable bladder, but that's fine. All right, we'll just give it 5. All right, now that they're gone, we can finally get down to business. So, what's that, bud? A lot of Marines here? There is. Yeah. Good. Yeah, give it up for the Marines, and then let's all shut. And that, yes, that's great. Now, I'm a big fan of the Marines. I'm just not a fan of just random facts. There's also a lot of chairs here. Houston. Houston's a great town. Yeah, Houston's a great town. This is the thing, like someone was like, yeah, Destiny's Child is from here. And I started thinking, I'm like, you know, if you're in Destiny's Child and you're not Beyonce, you must have seen it coming because it's called Destiny's Child. It wasn't Destiny's Children. Like, they set that up a while ago, you know? And Houston's one of these places where, like, 40 miles out, you're seeing these big, like, buildings, and you're like, oh, we're already here, we made great time. And that's like, no. And then there's more buildings, and you're like, oh, no way. And they're like, it's just another thing. It's the biggest, and then you get to little areas, and it's almost like everyone just builds, like, your highways look like those crazy straws. And straws are now illegal, apparently, so. But there's just all these, like, highways on top of each other, but yet it's the biggest. Did you do coke? Be honest. You came in a little jacked up. You're like, okay, the Chinaman is no longer allowed to sell beer.
Love you, Owen.
I love you too, guy. So anyway, there's a hurricane going on, and I've always appreciated the weather. I love watching the weather. I mean, I really like watching. Oh, is this for me? Yeah. Yeah, just throw that on the stool. What's that other thing? Shiner? I'll take the Shiner. Thank you, man. You're the only one allowed to walk now. So, I love watching the Weather Channel because I find the weather report very exciting, like sexy. Like when people are reporting the weather, I can't help but get very aroused. And I don't know if it's intentional or not, but it was always like, thank you, Tina. On Tuesday we have a cold front coming in hard and strong. It's gonna move in early. It's gonna surprise you. A lot of moisture down south. On Wednesday, that's when the rains come in. We're looking at 7 inches pounding us all night long. I'm at home like, what's the 10-day forecast? And lately, you know, everything's gotten political, everything, but I never thought they'd get to the weather, but they got to the weather, man. I turned on the weather report recently because I thought some real action was going down. And they're like, Donald Trump has caused all of this. Donald Trump's policies is making the weather. And I'm like, I can't jerk off to this. You know? And everything keeps changing. I lived in LA for a while, 15 years, something like that. And it was so weird how there was always a new fad, always a new eating fad. It'd be like, and it would be people that were just partying, not living healthy lifestyles, but they'd be like, is this gluten-free cocaine? Because my body is a temple. And she's like, oh no, it's a straw, we're gonna kill a fish. Veganism, they don't eat honey. A girl once told me that honey is rape. Because it exploits bees. I'm allergic to bees. When I get stung by bees, I look like the Chinaman selling you the beer. And bees are assholes. They're suicide bombers. They hate you so much, they'll die just to make you puffy. They're just, they die when they sting you, and they don't care. They're just, you know? Bunch of Muslim bees. What I don't understand about the suicide bombers is who first talked the first one into it, where they're like, hey, if you blow yourself up, it's utopias of all the sex you want. Why wouldn't the other guy just go, so why don't you do it? Like, what would you say? You're like, I'm not ready for all that ass, you know, I'm just... But the thing that started bumming me out about LA, which is after I a child, I just had to get him out of there because I just, you know, it was it's the obvious contradictions with no correction. Like we're all hypocrites, but when you see it, you try to fix it. That's, you know, why we're good people, pretty much, I guess. But there would be people where I'm like, let me get this straight. You think Donald Trump is Hitler? They're like, Hitler. I'm like, but you don't think we should have our guns? Who do we give them to? They're like, Hitler. What's that, bud?
He needs all the help he can get.
Hitler needs all the help he can get? Well, I mean, the real Hitler could use some help. I mean, that's my guy. What?
Bernie Sanders is the real Hitler.
Bernie Sanders is the real Hitler? No, Hitler's the real Hitler. Never attack my hero like that. When I read The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich, the first half was unbelievable, and the second half was devastating. Anyway, so this girl, you guys know I don't actually like Hitler, right? I assume if you're fans of mine, you get comedy, so I don't even have to explain that, but just in case. You know, I've seen some weird shit already tonight. I might have to fit, you know. So this one girl was having a conversation with me, and she was like, if you could go back in time and you saw Hitler as a baby, would you be able to kill Hitler as a baby, just a little baby in his crib? I don't know if I could. And I was like, well, seeing as you've had 3 abortions that weren't Hitler, I mean, 2 of them probably weren't Hitler. And you had no problem doing that at all. There's even people in this crowd right now, it's like, hey, whoa, man. And she got pissed. She was like, how dare you, man? And I'm like, no, but seriously though, like you took out some little guys already that weren't Hitler. I'm not judging you. You know, everybody kills at some point. It's the same girl that said honey was rape. People aren't as into race as they think. It's just fun to make fun of because the media is obsessed with it. Everything's about race. But in reality, black dudes just want to talk about like homemade barbecue sauce and shit. They don't give a fuck. Same with white people. It's just like most, you know, some white people are obviously obsessed, but, you know, the cool ones like me, we're cool as shit. I don't even know what I'm trying to figure out how to get into I'm writing a full hour in 1 week, by the way, so. So this is all like, I've done this shit like only a few times, but I think that rock, paper, scissors is possibly one of the funniest things ever written. You know, because some black dudes think that white people don't like Colin Kaepernick because of, I don't know why. It's because we're sick of half-black Hawaiians. It's an Obama joke. I don't know if you guys got that. But listen, I tried. You know, I tried. When Black Lives Matter first came out, I was on board, you know. I was like, I want to get involved. I want to show up my support to everybody. And I didn't want to just go in half-cocked and not know what I was doing. So I looked up, like, what black lives do matter. How do we protect black lives? You know, and I looked up how many unarmed black men are killed by cops a year. And turns out it's beaten by lightning. That's real. Yeah. Unarmed black men were killed by 16. Lightning, 20. No, don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of problems, but that's really funny to me, so I kept moving on. You guys didn't like that piece of trivia. But do you guys know what the *1 cause of death for black people worldwide is? Does anyone know? Malaria. It's malaria. What did you say?
The sugars.
Sugar? The sugars? There is a lot of sugars. You have fructose and sucrose and
Livabetes.
Livabetes. Do you have livabetes? Well, I did a bit on Crowder where I said instead of diabetes, it was livabetes, was the PC term. That's what he's referencing. It would make sense if it was just me and him one-on-one. Do you understand the waters I'm currently navigating? There's a black dude right there. I'm trying to make him laugh. So don't interrupt me when I'm trying to talk about what murders black people. Jesus, you know how hard this shit is? Any misstep and you're on fire. So malaria kills 500,000 black people a year, and that's, of course, transmitted through mosquitoes. So I thought about it. I'm like, I want to be really efficient. I want to help as many black people as I can, and I want to go to their Black Lives Matter rally, and I'm going to show up and show that I get it. I've Googled, you know? So I showed up. So I went to my hardware store and got a bunch of tiki torches. Because as we all know, the citronella keeps away the mosquitoes. So I wanted to be like a protective bubble for all my black friends, you know? So I show up, I wear my best khaki pants, tuck in my best Old Navy shirt. I put some LA looks in my hair. I want to look as respectful as I can. So me and my buddies show up with our mosquito killers. And these black dudes didn't get it. They're like, get out of here. So I hopped in my Dodge Challenger and I just took off. Funny, right? Do you ever feel like being black, like people look at you for approval sometimes? Is it annoying as fuck? You don't really care though. Good for you. Nimmer what?
Nimmer kept looking at him.
Really? Because Nimmer's a sellout because he opens for a Nazi. I'm actually a quarter Jewish, but I didn't know it till I was like 20. But I always knew I was up to something. I love being, family's the way out. You know, that's why I'm actually a happy person. The world's gotten a little wacky and comedy's insane now and everyone's just wild. The frogs are wearing roller skates, just cruising around because they're so gay. Gay frog reference. I'm doing Alex Jones tomorrow, by the way. I want to do a shot with him where I'm like, Donald Trump caused the hurricanes, and I just go to him and he's like, that's too crazy, dude. Like, that's too far, man. There's always a line. But I love being married. I love having a family. I always wear a ring, but I just shot a sketch with Crowder and I forgot it was fucking, so I was playing this OC teenager. Yeah, and so I had to take the ring off and then I lost it, but I'm not one of those guys that's like, I'm modern, I don't wear a ring. I always wear a ring, but I lost it like 3 days. But I love because I have a good role. Like me and Amy have a great dynamic. We're like, now that we have 2 kids, we have 2 little kids. We have a 2.5-year-old and a 3-month-old, you know? And so my job at this point, thank you. My job at this point is just to enforce her will at home. She's a stay-at-home mom, you know, because she's a Nazi. She's a half Mexican Nazi, according to the left. But anything she just says, because she's like sweet but stern, but I'm real loud, so I'll just back it up. I'll just be doing anything, and I just hear like, get down. I'm like, down. She's like, are you sure you don't want some more broccoli? I'm like, eat it now. And I'm just doing something else. No, do what she says. And she's so good at being a mom because it's almost like moms become like Eskimos, but with cry types instead of snow types. Because Eskimos have like they can tell 32 different types of snow because there's so much snow. That's how like women become when they're moms. They hear a cry, and I'm like, oh, no way. She's like, oh, no, that's just a tired cry. And it's like, oh, that's just an angry cry. Oh, that's a pain cry. And then she takes care of it. And I know, I just hear it as just a cry, you know. And I've grown really I have a lot of respect for other guys that have 2 kids because there's something about having 2 kids you respect because you know you got your woman pregnant with a kid, which means you're like a special ops guy with your wiener. Like anybody can have that first kid. You get married, it's all romantic, all that time in the world to yourself, you know, you're just making love, just very fertile, just a lot of hydration and just strawberries. But then after you have a kid and you're going for another round, you know, you have to be ready at any moment because your time is gone. So it's just, literally, it's just like, he's asleep, I'm just eating a sandwich, I'm like, all right, penis, go, go, go. And so when you see other 2 kid guys, you're like, I'll trust you in a corner, you know? Because they get it done, and it's like no matter what, you just got to turn it on. And then the worst though is is when they wake up while you're like in some other part of the room. It's just like a cry or something, you know, like you're like in it. You got to do romance at least a minute just to make sure it's not just, you know, you're like, and then you just start pounding, and you know, a lot of eye contact, soft kissing at first, and then get down to business, but business. And then out of nowhere, you just hear your kid like, ah, and then I'm like, what kind of cry is that, you know? She's like, I think it's a pain cry. I'm like, you think or you know, because I'm about to come. Dads get it, man. I see other dads, especially other tall dads, because like when you have a kid, you got to sleep at the hospital, and it's almost like passive aggressively small beds for the dads. It's like they could easily give you a couch 1 foot longer. It's like 410. And I know every woman's like, oh no way, like we fucking gave birth to the kid. Oh. Yeah, I know. That's that, and we're there for you, and we're holding the hand and everything. But like, why not just have a better bed for us? And could a bar hurt the hospital? Because like when you're with your girl when she's having a baby, like my wife said one of the coolest things ever. She was like, I want to give Walter a brother, so when I'm in a lot of pain, remind me that we're giving Walter a brother. And I was like, that's so cool. Like, I love you. That's such a cool thing to think. And then she broke my hand. So I forgot to remind her. But brothers are great. I have a brother. Having a brother's awesome. Who's got a brother here? Make some noise if you got a brother. Yeah, brothers are good because dudes need roughhousing, you know? And they do. You need to be like pushed, poked. And I do that with Walter, and it's cool though because like I'll be like playing hard with him, and it's a blast. And as soon as I go too far, there's this look in his eyes where he just goes, "Mama," and I'm like, "Too far, buddy?" He's like, "Mama, no." But before that, he's like pushing me over, being like, "Oh no!" And I fall over, and we're just body slamming each other, and it's a blast. And then there's like one little thing, he's just like, "Mama." But when you got a brother, there's no mama, so you just can't. And when I was a kid, we didn't have very much money, but it was a great life. Like my parents made our clothes, but my parents are like these oddly optimistic people when we were kids. And my mom made me pants out of velour my first day of kindergarten. And I was chubby, you know, because I'm 6'7". So back then, like when you see a Great Dane, like they're just little fat fuckers, you know. They're so fat, big fat ass, like disproportionately fat ass. And she put the word "high" on one pocket and "bye" on the other. She like took all the time to just like embroider that because she was like, that's how Owen's gonna make friends. And because I say hi and then I say bye with my homemade velour pants on my fat ass. And she thought that was gonna be great. That was gonna go over awesome in our really, really like working class, angry town. So I went in, I was like, hi, bye, and some kid just goes, kick the faggot. So I didn't have very many friends as a kid. I had one friend, I'm still friends with him. Good dude. But, so I would fantasize that I was like a pirate or a ninja. Those were my two dream jobs, pirate or ninja. You know, ninja was big, but then apparently I couldn't get in the Asian Union. The Chinaman wouldn't let me in. But I always wanted to be a pirate, and I would like always be alone. I'd climb, you know, the neighbors' roofs and like sit on the roof and just think about being a pirate. And I never could be a pirate. And then I remember I was 9 years old. I went to a neighbor's house because I finally got the courage to make a friend. You know. I was like, I gotta go just do it. It was like Jordan Peterson before he was Jordan Peterson whisper in my ear. He's like, hey, bucko, get the fuck out of your house. And all the kids were playing in this garage, so I wore my, you know, tight homemade pants, and some ridiculous shirt. And I knocked on the window, and I was like, "Hey, Timmy, my name's Owen." And back then, the Owen was from Throw Mama from the Train, so everybody was like, "Owen loves his mommy," you know? So it's a horrifying name. Owen! And I was like, "Hey, I'm Owen." And before I could even think, I just hear a pop, and like this blood started shooting out of my face. He'd shot me in the eye with a BB gun, and a piece of glass was stuck in my eye for 3 days, right? So I run home, there's blood everywhere, and I almost lost my vision. They patched up my eye, and I go to school, and I was so sad. And then some kid just ran up and said, "Kick the faggot pirate," and I was like, "What?" And at that moment, I was like, "I'm a pirate, motherfucker." And that got me through some tough times, that piracy. Gotta look at the bright side. Our dad taught how to form an argument, you know, speech communication, like how to form an argument. And ever since I was, what's that, bud?
Not an argument.
Oh, the Maunu lad? Yeah, Maunu's a good dude. He's a bit of a snow monkey up there in Canada, but he's cool. Canadians freak me out, though, right? As soon as that socialist Ponzi scheme ends, we're building the wall on the wrong fucking border, man. Yeah, it's gonna be like White Walkers. It's just like. When that goes, that's gonna go bad. I don't mind Mexicans as long as they have a social security number and papers and shit. Yeah, because they're cool. I mean, they play soccer. They're Christian. They fight. They drink. They have a lot of kids. They're like brown Irish people. So from the time I was a kid, my dad had asked me a question. He'd be like, "What do you think of this idea? Like, what side do you take on this?" And I'd be like, "This is what I think, Dad." And I'm trying to impress him. He's like, "Now you have to argue the other side with just as much conviction, or you have no right to that opinion because you're ignorant. It's more likely emotions and not logos." And I'm like, "I'm 5." But it was great training, because if you don't know your whoever's against you, if you don't understand their argument better than they do, you might just be running around half-cocked, you know, like some sort of Jew. I won't stop until you stop being uncomfortable about that. It's not a big deal. We can make fun of Presbyterians all day long. No one gives a shit. You guys know me at this point. Like, I'm only doing it because it's like, everyone's like, "You can't make fun of that thing." I'm like... What's that?
We're embarrassed.
Embarrassed? Oh, you know that my dad said that. How'd you know that? That's the thing about doing live streams and podcasts and shit. People know everything about you. They're like, "I've also cried looking at a stream." I'm like, just fucking ring me up, Jesus. Here's a funny story about my dad. My dad's a good dude, but bizarre. You know, he trained me for, I think, internet trolls, if that makes sense. Like, I remember I was going back to college, and my buddy was going to pick me up on a highway. And I was like 30 minutes away, and then we were going to go up to college together. And it was like 10 in the morning. They were picking me up at 4 p.m. And my dad's like, "Did you see the weather report? It's going to snow today." And I was like, "Oh, not really, though. I mean, should I call the Jews?" But, and he's terrified of snow for some reason. He's terrified of the weather. And he's like, "Do you guys want to hear this story? I've never told it before." All right. No, I don't know what you guys want, but like, I've never, it's just a funny story. But, what's that, bud?
We want it.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks, wicked, aggressive, sexually guy. You're like, "We want this story inside of us." So, what's that, bud?
New York, right?
Yeah, Oswego, New York, where there's lake effect snow. It really is legit. What's that?
Hughes.
What part of Syracuse?
Just the manliest.
Manliest.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good little cross up there, huh? Do you play lacrosse? You play lacrosse?
No, a few of my buds did.
Yeah, it's good school for lacrosse. I played lacrosse. You played band? What'd you play in band?
Snare drum.
Snare drum. That's cool. Good for you. I played lacrosse because I'm not a faggot. No, we always played on the Indian reservations because we had a ton of them up there. That's why I don't have any white guilt, because they beat the fuck out of me for so long. They're just like, what's up with smallpox? So it's 6 hours before I'm supposed to get picked up, but my dad's spiraling. He's super nervous. And I'm like, Dad, and it's cold, it's the winter. And I'm like, Dad, just bring me to the toll booth now. I'll just sit there and wait for my friends. I'm sick of seeing you like this. He's like, okay. He's kind of a flamboyant man. Like, instead of saying hors d'oeuvre, he says horsey over and laughs at himself for 15 minutes. He's a good dude. But like one time I heard him crying from the bathroom, and I got scared because I was a kid. And I broke open the door. I'm like, what's wrong, Dad? And he's just sitting naked in the bathtub. And he just goes, I have the flu. And I'm like, I just put the patch over my eye and just walked out. So he's a sensitive guy, so I was like, okay, Dad, take me now. So he takes me to the toll booth, and I'm sitting there with all my belongings to go to college. And I have 6 hours ahead of me, and it's cold. It's like 10 degrees. But I'm cool, And he takes off, and I'm like, get home safe, Dad. It's not snowing. Get home, And I'm just sitting there, and there's no internet yet or anything. So I'm just staring at shit, thinking about Jews. It's all a joke, guys. The Jews aren't up to anything. They're just trying to sell you sheets and birch gold. That's all they're up to, guys. They're not controlling the weather. It's just the funniest shit to me. It makes me laugh so hard when people are just... Because they're Jews. It's a pejorative and what it is, and the only way you can tell how someone feels is the eyebrows. It's like Jews or Jews. It just makes me laugh. So anyway, I'm sitting there with all my bags, and my dad takes off, and I'm like, all good. I took one for the team for my dad, and I'm just hanging. And then the toll booth guy took pity on me. He was a strong man. And he was like, hey, buddy, what are you doing out there? I'm like, I'm waiting for a ride. It's going to be a few hours. He's like, want to come in the booth? It's warm in here. I'm like, of course I do. That sounds awesome. And I go in there, and it's warm, and he's cool, and he lets me hand out tickets to people. We say funny stuff. And then my friends come, and I'm like, say goodbye to the toll booth guys, and I go out, and I see my dad, and I'm like, this is a true story. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here, Dad? And he's like, I've been sitting at Arby's watching you to make sure you're safe. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's like, don't yell at me. I didn't want you to sit alone. I'm like, you could have invited me to Arby's, but my new dad, the toll booth guy. I was just sitting there the whole time, and I have no idea if it was genuine or not. I have no idea. If he was really like, just be safe, Owen, or if he was like, take this shit. Take this fucking... All right. So, my brother's a good guy. He judges people by weird stuff. Like some people judge people based on like money or status. My family was never like that. My brother would be like, look at that guy. Look at that coward. I'm like, what? He's like, he didn't back into his parking spot. And he genuinely, I can see disgust in his eyes. He's like, that guy doesn't love his family one bit. I'm like, why? He's like, because if anything goes wrong, you can get right out. You don't have to go reverse drive. He doesn't even think ahead. I'm like, brother, I don't back into a parking spot. He's like, I know. And he's a lumberjack, so I do that sometimes, but it's weird. I'm like in between both worlds. Like I'm too much of an outdoor cat for the indoor cats and too much of an indoor cat for the outdoor cats. Like when I'm in Hollywood, I'm just like, what do you queers want to do? And they're like, I'm melting. And then I go with my brother, and I'm just like, oh no, my hands. I play piano, and they're just like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, What's that, bud?
No one rubs his ball.
Who rubs balls? Oh, you want me to do the brother?
I was just thinking when you told the story about your brother, like no one rubs my ball.
You want me to do that one? I mean, you did just ruin the ending, but I'll still do it. When my brother's wife was pregnant with their first kid, you know, people would come up to her all the time. He'd be like, brother, people always come up all the time and they rub her belly and they're like, congratulations. I'm like, that's cool. He's like, no, it's not cool. I'm like, what, are you jealous? He's like, yeah, no one rubs my balls. No one's ever like, good work making that and supporting that. I'm gonna play you guys a little music.
Don't forget the shiner.
Don't forget the shiner?
Yeah.
Nice. You sound like a Muslim. Because they beat their wives. You guys ought to get that. Yeah, I'm the bad guy for mocking domestic violence. My bad. Oh, want to hear a quick funny story about that? I'll just have one more story, and then I'll just play a little music. We'll get out of here. I don't want to go too long. I know you guys probably got like babysitters and shit, right? Nope. How much time do we got? When does anyone have a heart out here? Because I don't want to buzzkill.
No hard out. No hard out.
All right, let's keep raging then. So my parents met. They were both teaching at St. Procopius College, and my mom had a mouse die in her wall, and it stunk like bad. And so they had to move her to another office, and that's where she shared an office with my dad, who was wicked annoying but a lovable guy. And then they fell in love. Long story. I started thinking about that mouse. He almost gave his life for me in a way. And when I was a kid once, I remember I was at Chuck E. Cheese. I remember thinking about that little mouse. I was like, that mouse was Jesus Christ. If he didn't die, I never would have existed. I don't know. I remember the same birthday party. I was so excited to get a bowling ball that I put my hand in the fucking ball return and I broke my hand. I was still like that on Twitter. That's why I'm not on there anymore. All right, so this is a real quick one. This is called Mozart on Cocaine. I can't feel my dick! Should I sit on this fucking weird Roman thing?
Don't do that.
It's all right, I can do it.
No, I mean like legally. No.
Black people have to think about laws. I'll play How to Love a Woman for you. So he just requested How to Love a Woman, so I'll play that for you. It's called How to Love a Woman. How to love a woman. Dress really nice, but at the same time look like you don't try. Listen like a woman, but still act like a guy. Make lots of money, but still have free time in your day. Notice her hair and her shoes, but not in a gay way. To love a woman, to be her partner in crime, to really love a woman, you gotta be two people at the same fucking time. Give her her space, but at the same time confident, but don't sound conceited. She is in charge, but still you make the decisions. Kiss like a prince, but bang her like you just left prison. And that's how you love a woman. Thank you. Thanks, bud. This is called How to Love a Man. Feed him and fuck him, repeat until he's dead. John Lennon's Imagine is insane once you get older and pay taxes. When I was younger, I've like cried to this tune. Like I've like cried and been like, the future could be beautiful. And now I listen to it, I'm like, what the fuck? This is me responding to John Lennon's Imagine as an adult now. Before I start, does anyone still like this song? You can be honest, it's all good. You still like the song? Yeah. Even after you've seen my bit?
Yeah.
I'm replacing you with a white. I'm the opposite of affirmative action. He's so funny that he got the job. I wanted white, but he's just undeniable. All right, this is Imagine. This is me responding to Imagine. In the crowd. Imagine there's no heaven. And where's my grandma? It's easy if you try. Why would I want to try to do that? No hell below us. Then where's our hero? Above us, only sky. Again, where's my grandma? Imagine all the people living for today. So you mean I should just like shoot you right now? You may say I'm a dreamer. No, everyone says communist agitator. But I'm not the only one. What the fuck? I hope someday you will join us. Stay off my private property, motherfucker. And the world will live as one. That's called the delusions of narcissism. Imagine no possessions. Can I have your giant white grand piano and you can have my toy keyboard? Imagine there's no countries. Then why didn't you emigrate to Bangladesh? Why'd you come to America, you fuck? And then finally a patriot took him out, you know? He's a man of action. Took him out. I heard something recently that changed my whole opinion on the Beatles. And I actually have hung out with Paul McCartney, real nice guy. I did a set once at the Hollywood Improv, and afterward he literally stood up after I got off, and he came over and he's like, "Oh, so great, I love comedy. Your jokes are so great." Because I was digging into the Asians hard that night. I think it was a Yoko thing. I'm dead serious. I did this like, I'm only racist when I drive. And dude, Paul McCartney was like dying laughing. And I'm like, right? And so we like, so there's literally a photo of this on my Instagram if you don't believe me. We took a funny picture at a urinal, right? Which at the time I was like, this is great. He's like, oh, this is so... All right, so then I just read this People magazine recently. What's up, Thor? How are you, buddy? So, does he look like Thor with that fucking long blonde hair? Man, our hero would love that guy. Do you guys gotta go for... You guys gotta go?
Babysitter.
I figured. I'm just making sure it wasn't because you were bummed. I love it. Thank you for coming. Sorry, I know I'm going a little long because my opener has colored people time is what they call it. So I just read in People magazine. This is true. Paul McCartney said that even after they became famous, him and the band would whack off together for no reason. I know it's bizarre as fuck. It's like, we should touch what digitally do. And he didn't think it was weird at all. And I'm just like, how? He's like, instead of going out and partying, we were like, all right, let's just have, let's do it. And so it changed every song for me. So here's a real quick rendition of another. When I find myself in times of trouble, Ringo Starr starts whacking off. Then John joins and George joins in. It's horrifying. Hang on. Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. And today I have to admit I'm gay.
You're the gayest song we know.
The gayest song I know? What's your favorite song? You come at the king, you don't miss. I'm just kidding.
Just give me any song. Give me a few songs.
Anything in this?
Yeah, Yellow Submarine.
Yellow Submarine? We all live in a yellow submarine. We whack off in the yellow submarine. Dude, that's the obvious one. I was saving that, you motherfucker. That was by far the funniest one. You don't start with doggy, you start with the clit. Huh? Moonlight Sonata? This is how I felt when he yelled out "Come Together," which was, I was like really excited about doing it myself. I was like, oh no way, and I hear "Come Together," and then this is me. Strawberry Fields funny. Oh, someone requested, I don't remember now. Soy Boy! You want to hear Soy Boy? Yeah! I'll play Soy Boy, my man. There is a man who's afraid of dairy. Where the fuck are you going, man? You can't even listen to the song without shame. Where's he going? Where's your buddy going? He's got to do a sit-down pee? Is he going to pee? I'm doing a little over an hour, remember? We took a pee break during my show. What's that? He's in that group? Where'd he go? I was getting a beer? Odd they did it right as I started Soy Boy. It's almost like he couldn't face what he was or something, right? Because I love calling people soy boys now. It's like my new thing because I used to always call people fags. And then people said it was homophobic and I'm like, even for straight fags? Because I never associated with gay people. No one did. Like when we were all kids, it'd be like, you're fat because your haircut. Like nothing had to do with dicks. And then they were like, well, it's homophobic. I'm like, this is exhausting, but okay. And so then soy boy's the same thing because it's the same. It's like the guy wearing like flip flops when he's he's supposed to help you move. You know, like you normally would call him a fag or a faggot if you're really like fired up. And like your gay dudes who wore boots would call him a faggot. We all know this is real. And so, and then of course, you know, the Huffington and Puffington and blew us away, you know. These people, they just post blogs and everyone's like, oh, now the word's different. So I'm like, okay, so what's the new word? And then soy boy. My favorite part of soy boy is I'm like, oh, don't be a soy boy. And someone's like, that's homophobic. And I'm like, did someone just admit eating soy is gay? Checkmate, Trudeau. Is there Eric? You still here?
Yep.
Yo, I learned this from Angela Merkel. Listen, I'll play ball. She's not allowed to be anti-Semitic since she brought in the Muzzies. I'm not allowed to say a certain word. I never call black dudes the word. I used to always like to call Justin Trudeau the word, so I got a guy now. Justin Trudeau is a... Yep, no, he's the N1. Because that used to make me laugh so hard because I used to call Justin Trudeau a... All of it. But that one was the best because it was the most taboo word around. I didn't give a shit about the word. It's a dumb word. But it was the one that made everyone the most pissed. And so when Justin Trudeau tried to ban Father's Day in Canada, I called him a nigger. Oh, I'm sorry. Fuck. I called him a... There it is. The only reason I take that is he's killed a lot of people. There's no words you guys aren't allowed to say. Is there any? You see why I can't replace them? That was on the fly. But seriously, none of them have dads. It's really sad. Anyway, here's Soy Boy. He's back. You're back. I didn't want to play it without looking at you while I did it. There's a man who's afraid of dairy. No dairy for me. He's proud of the fact his balls never got hairy. David Hogg. On his driver's license, his gender... I'm already fucking up. I'm gonna skip that one. I don't remember it really. Huh? He can't give the D, cause he's got low T. Trump tweets give him PTSD, and he always sits to pee. He's a BuzzFeed foodie blogger, which means he's unemployed, and he's always pissy and a bit bitchy, cause he is blooded from soy. He's a soy boy, he's so annoyed. He's a soy boy, he feels no joy. A weak chin and soft hands and a lot of demands. He's got mammary glands. He says his cat is trans cause of all that soy. He's a soy boy, and he's awful to be around. He thinks Sean King is black, and Caitlyn Jenner is a brave and beautiful chick. His ankles are thick, and he says shit like Colin Kaepernick should have been a first-round pick. He's an ally to women. When he marches in the streets, I'm one of the good guys. But don't drink with them ladies. He's Hillary on Facebook, but he's Bill in the sheets. Rape! He's a soy boy. He's so annoyed. He's a soy boy. He feels no joy. A weak chin and soft hands and a lot of demands. The dude's got mammary glands. He says his cat is trans cause of all that soy. He's a soy boy. He smells like soy. He's soy-cum-sized with his soylent ween. It's just like Charlie Sheen. he's mean, he's a socialist. And he's awful to be around. I hope you get kicked out of college because you're awesome. Thanks for the backups. That was awesome. What do I think of what?
Shiner.
Oh, Shiner's great. Can I get one more? I think I'm going to be up about 10 minutes more, so in beer drinking time. Can I get one more beer?
One more Shiner.
What's that?
I got it.
Thanks, man. Who's going to get me the beer first? Fight each other. That plays every time I get a boner. Walter just fell asleep.
Thank you, man.
That was awesome. Holy shit, like Roger Waters just sneaked out of nowhere and gave me a beer. Any requests before I start landing the plane here?
Shostakovich.
Oh, that's a beautiful. I don't want to get too emotional, bro. Pantera? Sorry, I wasn't abused that bad as a kid. A little, you know, I listen to Metallica, I'm like, fucking toll booth, you know. Just kidding.
Back that ass up. Play the wall.
Play the whole wall. Imagine if I did that. I'm like, all right, everybody, the whole wall. What's that?
The wall.
I love that album. It's my favorite, like, complete album.
Yes.
Where it's like there's a story.
Yes.
Most albums don't have stories anymore. My mom blames it on digital clocks. She's like, no one sees where the time comes from now. It's just, you read the time. She's like, you don't see the hands. Oh, thank you, man. Someone already beat you to it, though. You don't get a rose. I really appreciate it, man.
How shitty was
What song do you want to hear before I get out of here? Like, what do you dig?
no anthem.
I can do that. What's that? Stairway? All right, we'll get it going.
Who stole your mic?
Set up the story. It wasn't you personally. So I was a paper boy crushing, right? I'm 9, fat, and I had a bike. Stole my bike. Turns out that nigger's white. That Viking stole my wife. We could do that for hours. You want more? You want more of that? That tranny's just a dyke. Trudeau stole my rights. Give me some more categories. I'll do anything. Russia?
Devil's really white.
The devil's really white. Her sweet child of mine. What do you want me to make it about?
Palestine!
Yeah, I don't know. Dude, let's make it fun and like spontaneous. That's what should sweet child of mine be about?
Armenian genocide.
Abortion? There we go. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. Child, and it seems to me she may abort it like all black people. Yeah. No, we can do better. Give me an idea.
Play something funky.
Funky? No, I'm not gay or black. No, let's just do this and then I'll close. How do we make Sweet Child of Mine about abortion? Because that sounds really funny. Huh? Sweet Child of Dime? Oh, yeah. She's got, from the point of view of the other people. She's got a child, and it seems to me we could make lots of money. We gotta convince this girl that it's a bad call. She is scared and a little bit young, but that's a good place for us to make money. Does she have a punch card? Oh, sweet fetus of mine. That's so twisted. That child just died. That child just died. Wow, If he doesn't pull it out, you know we will. If you aren't on the pill, and then we'll profit and make the tax people pay for it. She's like, I'm out of here. No, she's cool. She just said bye. I don't know where she's going. She's like, oh wait, I gotta abort right now. I'm not the one doing it. Like, people look at comics like they're the ones actually doing it. I'm like, oh, abortion. Like, oh, you're a bad guy. I'm like, did I just abort somebody?
We sell body parts to pay our bills.
Could I do something about what? God? I just did. I just did a song anti-abortion. You know what that's like in the entertainment community? I get something called persona non grata. What'd you want me to do it about?
No, I say we sell body parts to pay our bills. We pay our mortgages.
Easy, Hemingway. We gotta go, right? All right. No, we do. We gotta go. No, I'm gonna close on this. I'm gonna close on something good. So I used to like hip hop way back in the day, and because it used to be like musical, like De La Soul and Tribe and shit like that, Wu-Tang Clan, and then who'd you like in Wu-Tang?
The RZA.
Old dirty bastard inspected that Rick on the chef. How much time have I been on here, by the way? Like have I been up a while? No, I gotta be respectful. I get that there's fired up dudes and everything, but like, all right, I'll land the plane. Here we go. I got you, bro.
Early morning.
Oh, we got a crazy day tomorrow. All right, so tomorrow we wake up at like 7:30. We go to Austin. I talk about gay frogs with Alex Jones. Then we do a show, and then we drive through the night to Atlanta to get right on stage. Yeah. It's pretty intense, right? You want to know how I'm going to drive that whole time without falling asleep? Little something Paul McCartney taught me. I get by with a little help from my friends. That's why they broke up. Yoko wouldn't let them whack together anymore. You got to get rid of that tension somehow. All right. So Eminem came out with a song. He's the last rapper I really liked that was really popular. I don't know why. I just felt safe around him. I don't get it. He came out with a song called, from the 8 Mile soundtrack. 8 Mile came out, and every white kid immediately felt like we had black people confidence for like a month. Remember when 8 Mile came out? And every time I'd be on the radio, every white kid would stop smiling in pictures. Yeah. You're like... soccer practice and your dad forgot to pick you up, do you walk home in the rain? Or do you wait for Kyle's motherfucking dad? Have your mom packed you yogurt, but that bitch forgot the spoon? Do you eat the yogurt with your finger? Or do you steal Kyle's motherfucking spoon? Every white kid, you know, myself included, would just be like, yo, dog, I got problems. And people are like, what's wrong? It's like, my dad didn't hug me after orange juice today. And all the black kids are like, what's this dad you speak of? And then I really stopped liking hip-hop when Timberland came out with a song called It's Too Late to Apologize, because I really liked it. I liked it. I thought it was a great tune. I'm like, Timberland's great. And I found out it was not by Timberland. It was by a band called One Republic. And this is the only thing Timberland added, and he got all the credit and all the money. This is all Timberland did. Imagine if Timberland produced Beethoven. That's how far we've fallen as a society. Beethoven wouldn't have taken that. This is Timberland producing Beethoven. Thank you. And Beethoven was deaf. They still would have been like, what the fuck? Timberland, you're dead, you want my money? Fuck you. And they'd be in the recording studio, and my brother would be like, they're talking through glass. All right, I'm Owen Benjamin. I love you guys. Good night. Thank you. Thank you, Houston. Get home safe. I love you guys. Thank you for coming out.